morning everyone, this is your amazing and stunning host Ritika Pandey from Speak Well. Well, as you know that guys, India is such a country where all the culture are accepted by all. But you know guys, the influence of Western culture has been a huge concern. So ladies and gentlemen, right now here I am at Sohanpur and where I am joined by some amazing boys and girls, and I'll seek their view that which culture they support, Indian culture or Western culture. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go now. So Mr. May I know what's your name?
Yeah, of course. This is Sangam.
So, Mr. Sangam, where do you stand about this topic? Which culture is better culture, Indian culture or Western culture?
I think Western culture is much better than Indian culture.
Why are you saying like that Western culture is much better than Indian culture?
Because actually in this time, if we follow the Western culture, then we will know about the other country. Like as a 195 countries available in the world. If we follow the Western culture, then we will know about the 195 countries culture. And if I talk about the other thing, like as a language, I am speaking English language. This is the Western language. This we know that we are got a freedom from the England. We know that our India is just like a country. This is the got freedom from the England. In the other hand, this is if I talk about the dresses in the there are lots of varieties of dresses is available in the Western culture. In the Indian culture, two types of dresses available. In the this dress is not comfortable for the woman and man. Then we know that in morning time the woman and man go to work. In that time, if they will wear the Indian dresses, they will not feel comfortable because they will they will wear the Western dresses, they can do the physical work. That's why I'm saying like Western culture is much better than Indian culture.
But Mr. India has a olden country, and every people wants to live here because India is a very beautiful country. And Mr. If I talk about festival, Indian festival, Mr. on the occasion of Holi, Diwali, Chhath Puja, and many more festivals are being held in our country. Then Mr. Every Indian people wear the Indian dresses. Why?
But in the occasion time, everybody wears the Indian dresses. But then after they wear the only Western dresses.
Why they only wear the occasion of Holi, Diwali, they wear of Indian dresses?
But some people who has lots of money, they wear the Indian dresses.
But Mr. If I talk about in our rural areas women, then Mr. If they wear the if they wear the Western culture, then Mr. they feel uncomfortable. Why?
No, in the you know that in the walking time in the morning, then everybody go to work. They wear if I talk about the woman, if they will wear the sari, they can't do any physical work.
Thank you, Mr. for your lovely opinion. What's your name?
Myself, Aradhna Kumari Singh.
So, Miss Aradhna, what's your view on which culture is better culture, Indian or Western?
From my point of view, Indian culture is much better than Western culture.
Why are you saying like that Indian culture is much better than Western culture?
Ma'am, the culture is famous in India. Is Indian culture. Indian culture is considered to one the oldest culture and the most famous and the most famous in the world. The Indian culture has a variety religion like as Hindus, Islam, Muslim, and so many more. And they they belong to different religion, but they live happily. If I talk about Indian culture, Indian peoples prefer to join family and they live and they respect all relationship. Indian people say that Atiti is Devo Bhava, and if I talk about every people celebrate there are many occasions like as Diwali, Chhath, Holi, and so many more festival. And they wear the sari. Our forefathers said that if you wear the sari, then everybody respect you. That's why I'm said that Indian culture is much better than Western culture.
But ma'am, our India is old. Our India is poor country, and ma'am, people says that if any person purchase sari, then they spend their 1,000 rupees. And if I talk about, on the other hand, if I talk about Western culture, then ma'am, if any people purchase any Western dress like top, jeans, and many more dresses are available Western culture, then they purchase only few money and they spend only few money.
Yeah, ma'am. You know, miss, in our village, every woman wear the sari and the suit and salwar. They miss she can't wear the miss jeans or top. And you know, if you purchase the sari, then it means this is means only 300 means 300 and 400. But if you purchase the jeans or top, means you purchase means 700, yeah, 800. That's why I'm saying that means Indian culture is much better than Western culture.
Thank you, ma'am, for a wonderful opinion. Tell me, what's your name?
Yeah, myself Muskan Jaiswal.
So, Miss Muskan, what's your view on which culture is better culture, Indian culture or Western culture?
If you ask me, ma'am, then I would say that Western culture is a much better than Indian culture.
Why are you saying like that Western culture is much better than Indian culture?
Actually, ma'am, firstly, I want to tell what is culture. Culture means our traditional, our country language, our races, our foods, our music and dance is just like a culture. And firstly, if I talk about the dresses, then you know, Indian peoples wear the Indian dresses as a long as. And if any peoples wear the Western dresses, then they feel advanced and so comfortable. And on the other hand, if I talk about the foods, then you know, Western food is easy unable to any market. And if you travel anywhere, then you carry easily with the nice packing Western foods. Apart from this, if I talk about the language, then you already know that, ma'am, English is our Western language. And if any person in this time, every Indian people wants to talk the English language because they know that English is our official language. And if any person speak the English language, then that person personality is increases. And suppose that if you speak English language and see the other person, that other person think that that person is so intelligent. That's why they can speak English language so fluently. So keeping all this of my account, I strongly believe that Western culture is a much better than Indian culture.
But you know, ma'am, now in this time, if I talk about Indian women, then you know, ma'am, Indian women like as housewives. And if I talk about housewife, then every housewife look very smart. And if they wear the sari and they could cook only Indian food like chawal, rice, pulse, and many more Indian foods. But why are you saying like that? In this time, every people like Western foods.
But you know, ma'am, if you only eat the Indian foods, then you feel so bored. And if you eat other things, then you feel so advanced and so tasty. You feel that so tasty. That's why. And you know that, ma'am, in this time our society is just so model. And in this time, Western races is a so common race.
But you know, ma'am, in this time, if I talk about political people, and you know, ma'am, if I talk about a man, then every man they live in a politic and they wear only Indian dress like a kurta and pajama. And if I talk about women, then every woman wear the sari. Why?
But you know, ma'am, our constitution say that whatever you want to wear, then you wear, and it's a not matter of politicals. If political person wants to wear the Western dresses, then they absolutely wear the Western dresses.
So, ma'am, thank you for your outstanding opinion.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
So, ma'am, may I know what's your name?
My name is Manisha Sharma.
So, ma'am, what's your view on which culture is better culture, Indian culture or Western culture?
I think that Western culture is more better than Indian culture.
Why are you saying like that Western culture is more better than Indian culture?
Actually, you know why I'm saying like there are several reasons. You know, there are this time there are many person likes Western culture and wear the Western outfit. And if you talk about the food, then there are many person who eats Western food because he make easily and his taste is amazing. And if you talk about our culture, then you know there are many systems in our culture. And in olden days, only boy have a freedom to get education. But this time everybody adapted the Western culture, and this time the neither who is girl or boy, everybody get the education. And firstly, I telling about you, there are many systems such as the Dory system, are so many more systems. Then we are followed. But nowadays, every person follow the Western culture, and you also know that love marriage is a Western culture. And this time, every Indian follow this culture, and he freedom their life. So I think that Western culture is more best for Indian culture.
But ma'am, you say that Western culture is more better than Indian culture. But ma'am, now in this time, every person wants to look very smart, and in this time, every person says that Western clothes is uncomfortable Indian woman, because if they wear the Indian Western clothes, then they feel uncomfortable, and they go to anywhere, then they feel very shy. Every person, and because every person look at their face.
If you talk about the outfit this time, every person wear the western dress, then he style. But if you see your surrounding, then everybody wear the western culture, the western outfit, then not anybody feels shy. So I think
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful opinion. Mr. May I know what's your name?
This is Alok Prasad.
So, Mr. Alok, what's your view on which culture is better? According to you, which culture is better, Indian culture or Western culture?
From my perspective, I think that Western culture is more better than Indian culture.
Why are you saying like that Western culture is more better than Indian culture?
Actually, now in this time, everybody likes only change in the fashion, and we should wear those clothes and adopt that clothes which we like. And if I talk about the quality of Western dresses, then the quality of Western dresses is very good, because now in this time everyone only wearing the Western dresses, because Western dresses are very comfortable and easy wearing. On the other hand, if I talk about Indian dresses, then Indian dresses is very uncomfortable, because especially ladies dresses, because if any woman wear the ladies dresses, then she can't comfortable in that dresses. And if I talk about Janvi Parmar, then Janvi Parmar, she is the most English speaker in the India, and now in this time we know her by the name of Wonder Girl. Why? Because of their English communications, we know her as Wonder Girl. And if I talk about our market, then in our market all the people only buy the Western dresses, because Western dresses are very good. Because so keeping all those data into my account, I strongly believe that Western culture is more better than Indian culture.
But Mr. Our country is olden country, and every person follow our country. Because if I talk about Western people, and Mr. Kasi,
Yeah.
Mr. in Kasi, there are like maximum 80% Western people live there, and they only follow the Indian culture. Why? Because because they like Indian culture and they adopt Indian culture.
But don't you think that which state is very educated in our country? Do you know about it?
No, please tell me.
Kerala state is very educated in our country, because if you go through their background, then we find that all the peoples of their all very educated. Why? Because they wear Western dresses, they eat Western dresses, means they live in Western dresses. That's why that state is very educated.
Thank you, Mr., for your amazing opinion. So, Mr., could you please tell me what's your name?
My name is Akash Karwar.
So, Mr. Akash, what's your view on which culture is better culture, Indian culture or Western culture?
From my point of view, I think that Indian culture is better than Western culture.
Why are you saying like that Indian culture is better than Western culture?
Actually, why I am saying like this, because I have tons of reason behind it is. As you know that the Indian culture is the very oldest culture, near about 5,000 years old. And there belongs to many different caste peoples, like as Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, and so many more. But they live together with happiness. Apart from this, as you know that in the India culture, 22 languages is available. If any person want to speak any language, then he absolutely speak in their language. As you know that the Indian culture is our tradition, and their peoples who belongs to Hindu caste family, then he accept our tradition. So I think that Indian culture is better than Western culture.
But Mr., now in this time, if I talk about Western culture, then Mr., in this time every person wants to look so smart. And if I talk about Western culture, then Mr., in Western culture every person adopt that culture, because in Western culture their food, their tradition, their dress is very smart and very beautiful.
Yeah, as you said that who person looking smart, then he accept Western culture. But because he is totally uneducated, because if I am looking so smart, then I can't accept Western culture. I absolutely accept Indian culture.
Thank you, Mr., for your outstanding opinion. Ma'am, please tell me what's your name?
My name is Gudiya sir.
So Miss Gudia, what's your reckon about it? Which culture is better culture, Indian culture or Western culture?
You know, ma'am, from my point of view, Western culture is better than Indian culture.
Why are you saying like that Western culture is much better than Indian culture?
Actually, you know, ma'am, why I'm saying like this, multiple reason behind it. Because you know, ma'am, in this time, Westernization has changed many people lifestyle. And you know, ma'am, now there is no particular lifestyle that is Indian, and most things have changed that is Indian. And you know, ma'am, in this time all people wants to wearing Western dresses and eat Western foods. So I think Western culture is better than Indian culture.
But you know, ma'am, now in this time, Indian woman, if I talk about Indian people like a farmer, then you know, ma'am, farmer only wear Indian dresses and they only follow the Indian culture.
No,
Why?
ma'am. In this time, every person wants to wearing Western dresses and language talk a language Western language.
But you know, ma'am, now in this time, if I talk about in our rural areas like a Sohanpur market, then you know, ma'am, there are many shop are available, and that shop is only Indian. That shop are only purchase Indian dresses. Why?
You know, ma'am, in this time every person wants to speak English, and every person wants to be wearing in the Westernization dresses. So I think Western culture is better than Indian culture.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope would you like our this video, and please like and subscribe this channel, and please tell me in comment section according to you which culture is better culture, Indian culture or Western culture. Well, I'll meet you very soon with another video. Till then, keep smiling. Bye bye.